In World War II, light was more than just comfort. It was navigation, medical care, equipment repair, and, morale compressed into a fragile flame. Candles were familiar, but honestly, they failed quickly, dripped wax wastefully, and performed poorly in wind or cold. Across field hospitals, air raid shelters, workshops and improvised bivouacs, a quieter solution emerged and spread because, well, it worked. The oil cup. Simple, refillable and astonishingly efficient, it delivered longer burn times with fewer materials and greater control than candles ever could. Candles burn from the top down, consuming a fixed column of wax whether light is needed or not. In blackout conditions and extended outages, that inefficiency, well, it really mattered. Wax supplies were limited, and broken candles were just useless. More importantly, candles could not be adjusted. They flared, guttered, and failed when drafts shifted. The oil cup solved all of these problems by separating fuel from flame and allowing precise regulation. The oil cup was a shallow container holding liquid fuel with a floating or fixed wick. It could be as crude as a mess tin lid or as refined as a purpose-made steel cup. Fuels varied by theatre and availability, including vegetable oil, rendered animal fat, kerosene, and even reclaimed lubricants filtered through cloth. The wick was often cotton cord, bandage material, or twisted fabric. The design was not standardized, which made it, quite adaptable. The defining feature was refillability. When fuel ran low, more was added without extinguishing the flame. Candles limit burn time by geometry. Oil cups limit burn time only by fuel volume. A small oil cup could burn for hours, then continue indefinitely with refills. Because the wick drew fuel gradually, consumption was steady and controllable. Lower the wick and the flame shrank. Raise it slightly and light increased. This adjustability conserved fuel in a way candles never could. Oil also burned cooler than candle wax, reducing smoke and extending wick life. Oil cups appeared wherever improvisation was common. Medics used them for steady, low-glare light during treatment. Mechanics favoured them for hands-free illumination under vehicles. Civilians used them in shelters where candles were, just impractical. Resistance groups relied on them because oil could be sourced locally and burned with minimal signature. The method required no training and no special components, which made it resilient. Liquid fuel stabilized the flame. While candles relied on exposed wax, the oil cup's fuel remained protected inside the container. In cold conditions, oils thickened, but still burned. In wind, the flame could be shielded easily without starving it of fuel. Even when partially extinguished, a hot wick reignited quickly, unlike candles that often failed once guttered. The key was wick management. A thicker wick produced more light but consumed fuel faster. A thin wick extended burn time dramatically. Some users floated wicks on cork or wood discs, ensuring consistent height as fuel levels dropped. Others used adjustable metal tabs to regulate exposure. Containers mattered as well. Wider cups dissipated heat better and reduced fuel evaporation. The oil cup remains relevant for emergency lighting, off-grid living and preparedness. A heat-resistant container, clean fuel and a proper wick are sufficient. Keep the flame low for longevity and, shield it from drafts. Refill before the wick runs dry to prevent charring. Use oils that burn cleanly and avoid contaminants that increase smoke. Treat the oil cup as a controlled light source rather than an open flame. Candles tip easily and, well, they drip hot wax. Oil cups, on the other hand, sit low and stable. Spills are visible and manageable. The flame height is modest, reducing fire risk. During air raids and blackouts, this really mattered. A small, steady flame was safer than a tall, flickering one. Post-war electrification, pretty much erased the need for fuel-based lighting. Candles remained as symbols and backups, while oil cups were, well, forgotten. Convenience replaced endurance. Yet, during outages, disasters and remote living, the same problems reappear unchanged. This lighting method represents World War II thinking at its most practical, honestly. It favoured longevity over brightness, control over convenience, and adaptability over standardization. It worked because it respected fuel as a resource, not a consumable to be wasted. Understanding the oil cup is not about nostalgia. It is about reclaiming a tool that solved a real problem under pressure, and frankly, still does. If this deep look into wartime ingenuity added practical value to your understanding of survival history, support Backyard Wisdom by subscribing, sharing this episode, and helping keep proven knowledge alive for the moments when modern light switches fail.